These are some of the previous oil events, if you're interested in those. And tonight, of course, is Plant Medicine 102, so we're getting into Believe the Thieves. What does all this talk about thieves? Who are the thieves? Well, we're going to answer that. So our goals tonight are to develop a completely different perspective on clean living. Number 2, to learn why it is critical to remove poisons from your environment. Not tomorrow, not 2 weeks, today. There is no time like the present. Third one, to provide practical steps to ditch and switch. Great, we can throw a bunch of info out there to you, but if you don't take it and practicalize it, yes, I just made up a word. If you don't take it and turn it into something, then it's just information. And how many of you know there's too much stinking information in the world and not enough action, right? This did not get here by just a whole lot of information and no action. So you got to take action with some of the stuff you're learning today. Statistics, next slide. Let's look at statistics. And we're just going to blaze through this. It is 6:20 right now. We got a lot of info, but we're going to blaze through this. We'll probably be out of here by 7:15. I'm thinking it might be an early night. Statistics. This is straight from the cancer.org thing with the American Cancer Society. Yeah, I know, but they've got some statistics. So 609,000 Americans will die from cancer this year. We're not talking about cancer all night. These are just some stats. I'm going to show you some very important things we talk about in other classes, such as 609,000 Americans will die from cancer this year. Almost, 2/3 of a million people. That's 1,600, 2,000 people dying a day. Get this, how do we know this? 1 in 3 men and 1 in 5 women by age 60. Actually, some of the stats that I've seen from some other sources say that 1 in 2 will have cancer in their lives. Now, you have to know how this is going and how the charts are going in order to project where these numbers are going to fall in the charts. Going at the current rate, look at this. 33% of men, 20% of women. But 1 in 2 will have autism by 2030. 1 in 2 children born in the United States will have autism. 1 in 2 is the statistic that's been around for years. Yes. That was when I was in school. That was years ago. And 1 in 2 Americans will have cancer. Straight up, period, on the end of the sentence. How do they know that? Because we know what's causing it. Cancer is second only to heart disease, and if you ever came to my We Heart You last year in February, we do a heart class every February. Yeah, Valentine's Day. It's also National Heart Month, but it's also the #1 killer in the United States, right behind pharmaceutical medicine. We do a heart class because cardiovascular disease in its varied forms, CHF, his nice voice. Yeah, by the way, let's kill our phones, by the way, even though that was a nice voice. CHF, heart attacks, arteriosclerosis, atherosclerosis, all those heart diseases, congestive heart failure, all that stuff. Why is heart disease the #1 killer in the United States? We covered that in a class called We Heart You last year. We did a second version of that this February, We Heart You 2. There are a few things about your heart that you might need to know. Who in here remembers why is cardiovascular disease the #1 killer in the United States? Anybody? I know there's a bunch of you here. Probably just don't remember. What organ in your body eats first? The heart. So if you eat crappy nutrition, what organ is going to suffer first? Your heart. Who has the crappiest nutrition in the entire world? Which country? The United States. What organ in your body will never have cancer? Because it eats first. So how important is nutrition? It gets all the nutrition. If you get all the nutrition, you can't have cancer. Period. Get it? Your heart will never have cancer. Anyone in here ever heard of anyone with heart cancer? No. Watch that class. There's a few other nuggets in there, but We Heart You 2, as in TOO, is the one that we did February. There's a few more nuggets in that class, but that is why heart disease is taking off in the United States. Half your relatives are on heart meds, right? If only 5% of cases are from genes, and I put that in quote because medicine will always tell you that every disease is either what? 2 things. Tell me. Germs or genes. Germs or genes. That's it. Or idiopathic. Idiopathic means what? We don't know what causes it. But they say it's idiopathic because it's a nice long word, right? So if only 5% of cases are from genes, that means the other 95% are under our control, which means it's your food and it's your environment, right? Germs and genes. I'll let you think on that for a little. Everybody getting this? Everybody understanding? Like the simplicity of this? I know, we're not throwing, magnets around you and, lighting, LED screens up and showing you, here's our big cancer center. We're just making it very simple. Making it very, very, very simple. See, the truth is always simple. What's complicated? Fat lies. Fat lies are complicated because you have to keep repeating them, right? But this right here is very simple. Check out how simple this is. National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health studied 3,000 ingredients in home products. Found about 1,000 of them were toxic. Found about 314 of them caused biological mutations. What's another way of saying biological mutations? Cancer. Screwed up DNA. Other things in the world right now that they're pushing on you are screwing up DNA too. We won't talk about that. 218 ingredients caused reproductive problems. What's that mean? How many of your people in your family are infertile? 146 ingredients cause cancerous tumors. You can't make this up, right? Another way of saying cancer, this is cancer without the tumors. This is cancer with the tumors, basically, right? So these chemicals are allowed in the US even though they were banned in other countries. Remember what I said, what's the country with the crappiest nutrition on earth? United States. Third world countries have better healthcare than we do and better nutrition. Why? Hostess, Little Debbie, Frito, and everybody's wondering where the cancer's coming from. I'm telling you where it's coming from. That's part of it. Next slide, please. So if you don't know where the dog bombs are, you will step in a dog bomb eventually, right? To protect yourself and your family, start with the top 10 biggest offenders, right? And, well, we'll go there in a minute. What are the top 10 biggest offenders? I went through a lot of trouble trying to figure out what are the top 10 big ones. Number one, right here. We'll discuss that here in a minute and why that's the biggest offender. Number two, dishwasher soap. Why? Why would dishwasher soap be the number two? You're eating off of it. Just like your nonstick Teflon pans, folks, right? Nobody's telling you this. Number three, cleaning supplies for counters. Why? You're leaning on it, rubbing on it, doing this. Breathing it, yeah. Number four, cleaning supplies for floors. Why? You're walking around, feet, more sweat glands than any other place in your body. That's why we use ionic detoxification foot spas, by the way. And we use hot water in the foot spas, which is one thing a lot of people leave out. Cleaning supplies for floors. Why are my kids sick? Here's one I get all the time. My dog was fine until a week ago. I have two questions. What'd you put on your floors? And who sprayed the back of your yard with pesticides? 99% of the time, they look at me with these saucer eyes. How'd you know? I don't know. My crystal ball in the back. The floors, people. The dogs and the kids are closer to the floors. They're sucking it up. Your vets won't tell you. Cleaning supplies for toilets. Why? Bare butt. It all makes sense. Number six, cleaning supplies for drains. That one was hard to figure out. I don't know, just because they're so stinking toxic. That's why, because they rot through. It rots through protein. Hello, they put stuff in there that rots through hair and skin cells. Anyway. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Number seven, oven cleaners. Why would that be? Think with your brain. There you go. It's still residual crap in the oven where you're putting your food. And hopefully your turkey's not in a plastic bag that I learned over Christmas. Then number eight, furniture polish. Why? Let's hear it. You're breathing it. You're touching it. Number nine, personal care, hairspray, gel, shampoo, conditioner. Why all this stuff? Toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorant, cosmetics. Why? What goes on your skin? Repeat after me. What goes on your skin goes into your blood. Ladies with your hair dye, I hate to break it to you, but nobody's going to tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you about your IUDs. Nobody's going to tell you about your tampons made of genetically modified bleached white cotton. Nobody's going to tell you this. Your OBGs ain't. You're welcome. Air fresheners, plugins, and candles. Why? Why? The scent. You're breathing it all day long, right? So top 10 biggest offenders, huge. And one thing I forgot to mention on the last slide that I wanted to touch on. Look at some of the ingredients in some of your stuff. Pick a name, pick one of the ingredients, Delta 6 tetra blah, blah, blah. Punch that into Google with the words dangers of, hit return, and sit back and go, holy cow, that's only one chemical out of 50. in your Tilex. Just do the math on that. Okay, next. Well, hold there because I think we've got a commercial break. You guys ready for a commercial break? Welcome, Miss Andrea, the driver of the car.
That was my first time running out of gas in my defense, and I felt pretty good about that. Okay. So this testimonial is a fresh one. And it says, I sprained my right ankle while walking in the backyard and heard a pop when I fell. My pain level was immediately a 9 out of 10, and I was having difficulty moving my toes and couldn't walk on it. After using the PEMF rental unit at home several times over the course of a couple days and using the rental cold laser, my pain is a 3 out of 10, and I can walk completely normal. Praise the Lord. That's actually my testimonial. I did that 2 days ago. It really was swollen so bad, though, and I couldn't walk on. I was having difficulty moving my toes, and now I can kick him right in the teeth.
You are not making yourself look better as this goes on.
That's okay. But anyway, yeah, so that just kind of speaks to the power of not only the pulse technology and its ability to stimulate natural healing process, speed up those natural healing processes, whether that be with sprains, broken bones, incisions, what have you, but also speaking to the power of being able to use that technology at home in a more concentrated form and more, not efficiently, more frequently over the course of a couple days. So I used the rental PEMF unit several times over the course of a couple days, and also paired that with taking extra supplements that I needed and using the rental cold laser on it several times as well. And I have a little bit of pain and don't have complete range of motion, but it's probably like 90% range of motion. I do have a little bit of pain, but only a 3 out of 10 as compared to like a 9 out of 10. So.
And when did you do that?
Roughly 48 hours ago.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So, and there's no bruising or anything. And
Yeah.
I've sprained my ankle probably at least once a year, and this is the fastest it's ever healed.
Yeah.
I'm clumsy, but yes, PEMF is excellent, and so is cold laser.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sacrificing yourself so that the rest of us could learn. Yeah. But the pulse, you can fix, if broken bones, no problem. Sprains, no problem. Laser, you're regenerating DNA. You're regenerating proteins by stimulating the DNA with light. That's what a cold laser does. I'm telling you. Come to what is it, April 26th? Come to the Cairo thing. We'll talk about all this stuff. We'll tell you this is how we get results with people. We're using light, water, heat, electricity, plants, animals. It's all ancient. Pulse electromagnetic field, it comes from the earth. We've just been cut off from it because of asphalt and sidewalks and rubber-soled shoes. It's called grounding to some people. It's a very simple concept. It's grounding. So let's go back one slide, though, Jonathan, before we get into the funny stuff. To protect yourself and your family, the top 10 biggest things I want to say, there are a couple of WellWorks classes. If you want to know more about the chemicals and why and how screwed up and how crooked this whole mess is, get out of my house. That's a WellWorks event that we have. Get out of my house. And there's one that's called, I termed this one because I just hear it from so many people. I just like the way it smells. It's so harmless. I just love the way it smells. It's killing you. I just love the way it smells. Okay. But then another thing you might want to know is an average woman applies 300 chemicals per day to her body. 80 of those are before breakfast. 80.
Legalize in Tennessee and Georgia too some sort of toxic something to like aerosolize in government buildings and hospitals.
Probably. No, I haven't read that. No. Her question was, haven't they legalized in Tennessee
The
some
EPA gave it some sort of
aerosolized
like status
quick check? Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah. But are there now more than ever, because of last year, are you walking into places that have aerosolized chemical Clorox bleach cleaners? How many people are getting sick from this? And what do you think kind of sickness they're going to end up with? Respiratory.
Well, there will also be more cancer from all the mouth breathing with masks.
Oh, correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but we can't talk about that because, the made in China masks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, with little particles on it that you inhale, and everybody's wearing a mask to make themselves feel better because they're told to, right? So, yeah, we don't want to get too far off. But, yes, full agreement. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, you're not alone. You're in the right spot, darling. You're all in the right spot. So then the air fresheners, candles, the wicks in the candles have lead, And then burning a candle in your home for 2 hours is the same as smoking a pack, if you ever want to get started. And swapping a diffuser for lemon oil alone will, instead of destroying your immune system, which everyone in this room needs to boost, now you can really boost your immune system just by making that one swap. It's so easy. All right, let's do the memes. We got to have a little comic relief. Those of you who think a diamond is a woman's best friend have obviously never opened a bottle of frankincense. Little comic relief here. Comic relief. Me, every time I fill the diffusers in my house. Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes. Love this one. That is not me right there. That's a friend of mine. You're already mixing the oils. Look at that. y'all need to repeat that one. Next. Essential oils don't work. Incorrect. You've just been told that they don't work by very powerful people who hope to God you never find out that they do work, right? 3 ways your laundry's killing you. Remember I told you the number one thing? Why laundry? Right here. You want to know? Filling your home with chemicals to breathe during washing and drying cycles. How long is a washing and drying cycle? At least hour and 30, depending on how big of a cycle, right? So you're breathing that crap. You're breathing the chemicals from the detergent. Remember the Tide Pods? What'd they do to people when they ingested them? Dead. Number 2, topical skin exposure from wearing clothes all day long. Didn't think about that one, did you? So you're wearing it all day long. How many women come into me and say, I've got this rash, or I've got this, or I've got that? What changed? Nothing. Incorrect. Something changed. New detergent, new fabric softener, new this, new that. No. Are you sure? New lotion? But see, we try to educate people about this stuff up front so that they can cut some of this stuff out of their lives and be free of it. Because that right there, just like Andrea's testimonial there about snapping her ankle, that would have been cracking the door at an ER, which will run you $4,000.
And they don't do anything for you.
And
They give you ibuprofen.
they give you ibuprofen, $800 ibuprofen. I've taken a couple of those in my life. But just like her testimonial, the skin stuff would be a trip to the dermatologist, and you'd be on a steroid and an antifungal. And I'll tell you what the steroid would be that they'll put you on. I can predict almost with certainty, in a lot of cases, somebody says, oh, I have chest pain. I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you, first of all, if you watch that We Heart You 2 class about the heart, I'll tell you what all the chest pain is. And it's so simple. If people listen. If one of my patients would have listened, she would have saved $5,000 last week. She walked into the emergency room, chest pain. I told everybody what that was back in February. Easy fix, easy fix. Not every time, but it's an easy fix. So you got the topical skin exposure. So you're removing your responsibility to have to go to a dermatologist right now. Then close off gas in your closet while you sleep and you breathe. So you're killing yourself 3 different ways. That's your laundry. Imagine, look back at the list that we were on a few slides back, like dishwasher soap. Think about that. Oh, by the way, you don't need dishwasher soap. Anybody know why?
Because I don't have a dishwasher.
That's a good one.
Love it.
Nobody in this room needs dishwasher soap, and I'll tell you why at the end when we sign off, if anybody's interested. I won't bore you with the details, but there's an easy fix. Swap your stuff to Thieves laundry detergent. It's so easy. So easy, so easy. All right, next slide. Symptoms you may be experiencing from unwittingly poisoning yourself. I could not tell you the number of people who come in here and think they have a disease known as chronic fatigue. I could not tell you. Doctors diagnosed me with chronic fatigue syndrome. Syndrome means they don't know what causes it. So the diagnosis, chronic fatigue syndrome, makes no sense because a diagnosis should be what causes the disease. Chronic fatigue, you don't have chronic fatigue. You have bad diet and you have toxic chemical overload. But you are experiencing lethargy. Next, inability to focus. That is also known as ADD, which if you watch the chemical imbalance, no such thing classes that we've put out, all about psychiatry and what is going on with the psychiatric and psychotropic drugging of the American children, you will understand what ADD is not. Next, sleep issues. One of the top reasons people come in here, sleep issues. What does that tell you? We live in the most technologically advanced country in the known civilization, history of civilization, but we've got more fear, stress, anxiety, and insomnia than any other country. We live in the most technologically advanced, freest, at least until 2020, country in the world, and everybody's stressed. Chronic inflammation, which is not really, inflammation is just a symptom, by the way. Unexplained pain, if I had $1 for every person that came in here and told me that they had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, what does fibromyalgia mean? Algia of the fibromyo. Medical terminology means pain of the fibers in the muscles. Pain in the muscle fibers. Sometimes. Sometimes it means you're on a statin drug. Sometimes. But a lot of times, that just means that you got a toxic diet and you're eating a bunch of chemicals. It's a simple fix, really simple fix. But fibromyalgia, get that. Get what I'm saying here. The point is, fibromyalgia, you go to the doctor, you say, I've got pain in my muscles. He diagnoses you with pain in the muscles. It's not a diagnosis. It's a fake diagnosis because it's not the diagnosis. It's a symptom. Muscle pain is a symptom. What's the true cause? What's the diagnosis? Toxic overload through crappy diet or too many chemicals. It goes like this. Not enough food, too many chemicals. It's a seesaw. Anybody who tells you other than that is lying to your face. Lying to your face. Skin issues, we talked about rashes and acne. Hormonal issues, ladies. All the depression and the estrogen and the guys with the ED and stuff like that. Hot flashes. Hot flashes, we'll get rid of hot flashes for you and give me a couple months. Give me a couple months. Ask yourself this question. Did your mother have hot flashes? Huh? Did your grandmother have hot flashes? No. Did anyone's grandma have hot flashes? Can you recall your grandmother ever saying that she had hot flashes? It's brand new and you've been told it's a normal part of life. Stress, anxiety, fear. Look at that. Symptoms you may be experiencing just from unwittingly smoking your candles and your Renewzits and your Febrezes. Welcome to America. Next. The 3 ways of chemical ingestion, at least currently offered, are you can orally suck your poisons, you can topically smear your poisons, or you can inhale your poisons directly from whatever source you can find. There's a new way as of last year that is gaining immense popularity. What's that new way? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, nasal swabs or intravenously. You can go intravenously. Now, it's a new way of poisoning yourself. How about that? 26 seconds after exposure, chemicals are found in measurable amounts in the human body. 26 seconds, you can find them on a blood lab. Interesting, right? Commercial break. Andrea, come on up. Yay. Is anybody learning anything? Oh, yeah, we've got Darlene. Darlene, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
You're putting me on the spot.
Yeah, I am. I am. Like I said earlier, come on over. Like I said, stand in one spot for the cameraman.
Okay.
But like I said earlier, with what's your name again? I'm just kidding,
What's
Andrea.
your name?
It's improv time. So yeah,
Yes.
tell everybody, why are you here? Why
am I
are you at Divine Design?
Because it's a place to be.
Oh, okay.
Because they're going to change your lives.
We are going to change your lives. Correct.
Changed my life
Yes.
4 years ago?
5, I would
5
say.
years
4 or
ago?
5, yeah.
Yeah. And then I came back because stuff started creeping back and
Mhm.
went away again.
And now you work here.
And now I work here again.
Look at that. Again. Yes. All right. So yeah, testimonial
So,
time.
Yes. So this patient says, I've had some form of upper and lower back pain, shoulder, neck, and or hip pain every day for years. After just one adjustment, I woke up for the first time realizing that I didn't have pain in my back. It was actually a weird feeling because I was so used to the pain.
Oh my.
No.
Perfect. And when you come to the greatest healing profession the world has ever known, you will understand how stuff like that can happen. It's really, some of us call it the laying on of hands. Some of us don't. I do. So let's do some memes. Let's have some fun here. Gosh, we're making good time. Can't make everybody happy. You are not an essential oil. Yes, I like that. Oh, my favorite out of the whole mess. Pay attention to this one, folks. So let me get this straight. You'll eat fast food, drink neon sports drinks, clean with toxic chemicals, but you need to do more research before you try oils. You can't make that up. That's what you're fighting. See, the stupid people are getting stupider, and the smart people are getting stupider. See what I did there? Next. New version of Operation just has players use essential oils instead of performing. Seriously, I saw this. Think about this. You all grew up with this game. I remember being a kid, and it was it was the brainwashing of we have to rip out your organs from being a child. Does that occur to you?
Now they
Isn't that
do well baby appointments.
Yeah, vaccine appointments, well baby appointments, yeah. But this is from when I was a little kid. I remember taking those tweezers and being like, this poor guy, we got to take his bones out. You know, and I remember the gravity of that. And I remember thinking, geez, that's serious.
He looks terrifying.
And he looks terrified. Look at the hairdo. I'd be terrified too. So, but think about that. From such a young age, we are learning that the human body is inadequately designed, which is why we call this place Divine Design. Thank you very much. Not my name on the door, such and such chiropractic natural health wellness center, right? So from a young age, think about all the crap you've been taught that was garbage. Next. When your spouse asks whether you still need the aromatherapy books in the bookcase. That's Yoda and Anakin. I know that one. See, I didn't pull these. The girls pull all the memes. I just, you know, I get to laugh with them, with you, at them. Next. Do people actually buy and use oils from Amazon? Yes, they do. See, it blows my mind that people will ditch the chemicals and the Tilex and the Windex and stuff, and then to save a few pennies, they'll buy their crap on Amazon or Walmart. They'll say, well, I'm getting into essential oils, but then they're buying poison essential oils that you can't even ingest, synthetics and adulterated chemicals. Why do they do it? Because they know the power of the essential oils industry. So they dilute and adulterate all the other crap. Just the same reason. Standard process, the top company that I carry. First company, they invented the term multivitamin. How many of you have ever heard that word before? They invented the word 90 years ago. They're out of Wisconsin. They're still the top supplement manufacturer out there. But just like that, the pharmaceutical companies will set up subsidiaries, and you'll have all these different companies that are making supplements that are just coal tar made out of petroleum, right? To try to offset the facts so that you grow up and you take supplements. You say, why am I so sick? I took my Flintstones gummies every day. I took my vitamins and I'm still sick. They want you thinking that. So you take those oils, you'll still be sick. The solution, how do we solve, what is the solution to the Amazon problem and to the crappy oils? Right here, Young Living Seed to Seal Standard. Here it is, no herbicides, no pesticides, genetically modified seeds. Fields are untouched by poisonous chemicals. The same as standard process, by the way. I've been up to the farm there twice, and it's genius. It is genius. It's the way people farmed for thousands of years. Thousands of years, right? No stripping of constituents to enhance the smell. No mixing of different species of the same plant. Many companies will put frankincense together, the 4 or 5 different species of frankincense to make that one bottle. Cheapens the price. It takes the price down, right? Because every bit of frankincense is, different species of frankincense are a lot cheaper to grow than the real expensive ones, like the sacred frankincense and the other stuff that Young Living does. No distillation with toxic solvents. If you use toxic solvents to extract, you can get more out. You farm bigger amounts because it's all genetically modified seeds. You're controlling every bit of moisture, temperature, everything. Then you're extracting stuff out with crappy solvents. Hand weeding, harvested at the same time of day, ideal for the specific plant. And this hand weeding thing, I wanted to say, they do, I think it's like $12,000 per acre they pay for hand weeding versus $60 an acre for industry standards where they're using herbicides and pesticides. So when people say, well, I can get cheaper oils, you can get cheaper oils, but you can't get better oils. Just like the same stuff here. Standard process. Well, some of these supplements are so expensive. Yeah, and they should be. I wish my insurance paid for my supplements. No, you don't. I assure you.
You don't want your oils FDA approved.
Yeah, you don't want an FDA stamp on these. You don't. Peak time is determined from an extensive oil library, the oldest and largest worldwide compilation of information from nearly 30 years of research at farms on 6 continents. These guys are everywhere. They're huge. So that's a big deal. So what about the oil I bought at Walmart? Yeah. Next slide. Testing. Oils are tested 8 times at the farm, then again at Spanish Fork, Utah. Wonderful little town. I've been through it a few times. Then again after bottling. 24 tests are done per batch to make sure premium standards are met, and they've got third-party testers that complete the tests with 2 accredited independent laboratories. Very interesting. Stats, a little bit of stats. You need to know this. Young Living, world leader in essential oils. $2 billion in annual sales, 3,000 employees worldwide, 600 products, 12 corporate partner farms, 20 international markets, 50 trained scientists, 12 independent partner labs, 6 million customers worldwide. So I'll tell a little story here, just so you all are wondering, why is this kid talking about Young Living? Oh, it's, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because here's the deal. For years in chasing natural health, learning about natural health for years. When I first started out this practice, this is the second building. The first is about a mile that way, 1,300 square feet. This is about 5,000 square feet. We got a bunch more rooms, bigger, we grew, we exploded. And at that time, I was thinking, how do I get people to stop using toxic crap? So I would tell them, hey, buy this toothpaste, buy this, soap, buy this, buy that. Where do I get it? Walmart, whatever. I was sending a bunch of business to Walmart. They'd come back. In a month or two, they'd say, oh, well, yeah, I like that toothpaste or whatever, the deodorant or whatever, but, I can't find it anymore. I'd look into it. They got bought by Nestle. They got bought by Colgate. They got bought by Palmolive. They got bought by Procter & Gamble. All the greenwashing started just appearing on the scene. You'd see, oh, organic, free-range, grass-fed, hippy-dippy, homeschooled lotions and all this crap. But I finally had I had this issue. I thought, I am sending people to Walmart and Target to buy Dr. Bronner's because it's like the only thing left. I revisited some stuff and realized there's one company out there that can't be bought by Colgate or Palmolive. I realized there's one company out there that has great products that I trust. They started an aromatherapy movement, single-handedly one dude 35 years ago, almost exactly the way that Royal Lee started Standard Process 90 years ago. These guys have a seed to seal promise. Standard Process has a seed to supplement promise. I just saw this massive merge and I go, this makes all the sense in the world. Why would people not just use one company to get off all this toxic crap that they're killing themselves with? It makes things easier for my patients. Let's do it. Let's partner up. Let's do it. So that's why we're talking about, and I've done my research on this stuff. I've looked into every oil company. They all broke off, just like all the supplement companies. Who'd they break off from? Standard Process. Every oil company out there broke off from whom? They're the first, they're the biggest. Gary Young's a genius. End of story, drop the mic, walk off stage. You can have your opinions about other things, but I did a lot of looking, because I do not just hop on the first ship that pulls into a port. I do my research and I look things up. So you can either trust me or you can go your own way and do your own research. That's fine, either way. But I'm telling you, we're pushing forward with these guys because not only is it a wonderful way to exclusively rid yourself of chemicals, but it is the only way I know of, the only company out there I know of that makes these oils so powerfully the way that God intended. They distill them the way Gary Young was a prophet. He was an absolute prophet. The more I learn about him, the more I read about him, the more I realize he was not just doing his own thing. He was hearing from upstairs. Yes?
I think I heard that if anybody's caught swearing in the field,
I told you that.
fired
I might have told you that.
immediately.
Yeah, you swear around a plant at a Young Living
Plants
farm.
hear what you say.
The plants react to what you say. You're fired immediately. Yeah, it's interesting. There's so many other little things that, we talked about that. And there's so many other little things. The way Gary ran things and the way he did things, it was so far ahead of his time. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I digress. But for all the background on what are essential oils and what's the sourcing and what's all the other fine minutia of Young Living versus all the other companies, what are the differences between this, these oils, store-bought oils, all those previous events mentioned earlier, that's where you find that stuff. All those previous classes I mentioned, the biblical essential oils class, the Save Your Life Ahead of Time starter kit class, the essentially rewarding class. So now we're skipping to what exactly is the Thieves thing? Why is this such a big deal? Let's check it out. Thieves is a blend of 5 powerful oils: clove, rosemary, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus. It is one of the most famous oils in all of Young Living, and is one of the oils that originally put Young Living on the map in the early 1990s. You ready for your commercial break? Yeah, let's do it. You ready? Ready for your close-up? Yes. Everybody, this is Amanda. Amanda, tell everybody a little bit about why you're here. Good to see you. Tell I know it's been so long, but tell everybody why you're here, how you got here, and then let's do a little testimonial.
The long and short of it was that I had tried everywhere else. I had debilitating anxiety and was literally sick all day, every day from things that no doctor could explain. I'd been through MRIs, CAT scans, the full gamut of everything, and they just kept telling me everything looks fine, but I knew things weren't fine. So I came here and no longer suffer from literally anything I've ever suffered from. So
Perfect.
I'm here because it works.
Nice. That was a heck of a testimonial. Heck of a
Well,
testimonial.
now for this testimony.
There you go. Perfect.
So she says, I had woken up with terrible pain in my back molar. The pain increased as the day went on. It started with sensitivity, then just stayed painful. I had tried several natural remedies and nothing helped. The pain was so bad it brought me to tears, and I was desperate. After just one pulse session, the pain was gone. I have not had it since. I walked out of the room and the swelling was down, and I felt so much relief. I am praising God for divine design and pulse therapy.
Yeah. Right on. Right on. The same amount of research that went into finding out about Young Living is the same amount of stuff I poured into pulse electromagnetic field therapy and all the thousands of units that are out there. So just FYI. Yeah, this is like Saturday Night Live or something. Is this you? You put this in here, Darlene? Is this the armpit smeller? I didn't know. I thought so. Yeah. Next. The world right now and me. The joke behind that is lavender is very, very good for regenerating skin after burns and stuff like that. So if some of you didn't get that, if your world is on fire. And someone says essential oils are unsafe while they spray their life with Lysol. So true. Hello. So true. I'll tell you what, I used to live in Colorado, Utah, and when I put in juniper or pine or sage and I smelled, oh my gosh, the memories come back. Your limbic system is tied directly to your nose. It's very brain, very emotionally driven area of your brain, and you can go there every day, and I love it. Next. Here's a list of things I don't use essential oils for. There's mine. Next. All right, so here, Thieves history. Oh, and I was going to say the pulse thing, the abscesses in the tooth, the rolled ankles, things like that. It's very simple. It's the same thing as everything else. Light, water, heat, electricity, plants, animals, hands. It's the same formula. It's the same formula. You can't mess it up. So Thieves history, dating from the time of the outbreak of the bubonic plague in Europe. The oil combination is based on the legend of the four thieves in Marseille, France. So during that outbreak, between 1593 and 1608, there's an aromatic legend that developed around a brew called, affectionately, the Marseille vinegar or Four Thieves vinegar. So the group allegedly confessed that they covered themselves in the herbs and essential oils mixture for protection against the plague while they robbed the bodies of the dead. So that's why it's called Thieves, right? Thus the name Thieves. Next slide, Jonathan. They were a group of spicers, perfumers, and embalmers that had carried this recipe through their families for generations. A magistrate offered amnesty against beheading in return for their secret. And it got written down in the history books and became a huge legend in various forms. We'll talk about it in a minute. This combination was noted in a number of famous medical books published later on, including the Pharmacologia from 1825, famous book, medical book, we'll just say. Gary Young created the Thieves blend for immune support in 94 as the result of his study at Warwick University in London. And I have a direct quote from Gary that I found. I must tell you, I've read 17 different versions of the Thieves story. Some claim there were 4 thieves, some claim there were as many as 40. Most of the legends took place in the 15th century, but some put the date in the 18th. The formulas varied from one story to the next. But through my research, I was led to 4 key botanicals that were mentioned again and again: clove, cinnamon, rosemary, and lemon. 4 of the same ingredients that make up the Thieves oil blend today. That's a direct quote. Very interesting. And if you remember looking at these 4 things, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, lemon, we covered all of those in previous classes and the properties of those. And you might understand why this is an immune booster and why it takes out bad guys. If you look back on some of those classes, I'm not going to go into it right now. But let's do a little math, just on one thing. And this is on one product, and we could show you how it works on all the others, but you can extrapolate it in your mind. Thieves math. If you just buy 1 ounce bottle of Thieves, it costs you $22.50. Oh my gosh, I get $22.50 for 1 bottle. Hold on. Wholesale, and can make 25 diluted spray bottles of cleaner. 25 bottles, okay? Lysol, all-purpose cleaner, which I grew up sucking on as a kid. That probably could explain a few things. I remember the Lysol in the bathroom, and I would just shh, and I just sit under it. You know, it was horrible. I didn't know, but it's, you know, the cleaner and the air freshener. $4 for 32-ounce bottle. That's 13 cents an ounce. Clorox cleaner, $10 for the 32-ounce bottle. 31 cents an ounce. Or you can do Thieves, where you take 16 ounces of water, you put a cap full into 25 bottles. You can make 25 bottles with it. That becomes 400 ounces. You divide that number by 400 ounces and you get 6 cents an ounce. Which one would you rather use? It's you know, much cheaper, and you're not killing yourself. And you're not putting toxic crap into the environment and on every surface that you spray that you're going to be sucking in for the rest of your life. This one swap can eliminate dozens of other cleaners made of harsh and dangerous chemicals. 1 cap full of Thieves in a 16-ounce spare bottle of water is the cheapest green cleaner out there from a company you can trust, and you're not going to be killing yourself, giving yourself cancer, like the very first slide that we had in this presentation, if you all remember that. So what we do here is 2 things. We restore health and we restore economic independence to people. Because when Andrea wrote herself a check for 12 grand last year, guess what that did for her family? That helped out, right? And it gives you independence knowing that you're doing everything proactively, preventatively, and maintenance-wise to not let a C-word diagnosis fall out of the sky directly into your lap. People always say, oh, well, I was just healthy, and then boom, I got diagnosed with cancer. Then you weren't healthy. There were other signs leading up to that. I guarantee it. There had to be other signs leading up to that. Physiology doesn't work that way. So you can take the power back in your hands to your life, your health, your kids, your grandkids, your dogs, your cats, your parents, everyone else. Because I don't know about y'all, but there's plenty of families that are being torn apart right now by this whole situation where this half of the family wants to get a jab and this half of the family doesn't want to get a jab. I'm seeing it. I'm hearing about it. I don't know one person, hundreds of patients. I don't even know what our patient number, head count is right now. Hundreds of patients. And I don't know one of them that got the jab. But I could tell you about 20 or 30 of their families that are split right down the middle on it because either the husband and the wife aren't completely on board with each other. One's watching crap on TV and one's reading physiology books, right? So they're not on the same page because one's listening to industry science while one is reading independent science. You're going to get 2 different answers depending on the money situation of the people that you follow, okay? So people's families are split up right now because they're not on the same page about simple things like this. Are we going to have good stuff in the house, or are we going to have crappy stuff that has been proven to cause cancer in laboratory animals in the house? If you can't get along on this, you ain't going to get along on what's in your bloodstream. FYI, right? Let's check out Thieves, so an industry, and go back to that too. I thought of this while this right here, other cleaners made of harsh and dangerous chemicals. There's an entire industry of child safety caps and cabinet locks. Why? They're getting under the kitchen sink. I remember growing up as a kid, and there were locks on the thing, and because kids were eating chemicals out of the sink and dying out from under the sink and the bathroom stuff. How many of you don't want to have to worry about that? That's another little benefit. Like, you can drink a whole bottle of this mouthwash, and guess what? You might just burp it up. At least every time I drink a bottle of the mouthwash, that's what I do. Okay. Next, other Thieves products. But it doesn't just stop at the cleaner. See, we were just talking about the cleaner. Here's some other products. Well, you got the essential oil. You got the toothpaste. There's 4 different types of toothpaste. Dishwashing detergent. Hey, if you want me to, when the cameras go down, I'll tell you why. You never have to pay for that. Bar soap, if you still like bar soap and not the foamer. Cough drops, dental floss, dish soap. Foaming hand soap, mouthwash. That's my favorite. Goes well with, mid-rare filet mignons. That's what I like to drink it with. Fruit and veggie soak, which is what I use on every veggie that goes in my shakes every day. Every veggie, every fruit, everything that has a potential to have any toxic radiation, residue, chemical, anything on it, whether it's organic or not, whether it's grass-fed, hippy-dippy homeschooled or not, it gets soaked with a Thieves fruit and veggie soak is the name of the product. Spray a couple sprays on, you put it in a spray bottle, spray a couple sprays on, fill it up with water, let it sit there for, a few minutes while you go take a shower or whatever, come back down, empty it all out, rinse it, and your vegetables are fresh. They're just great. Hard lozenges in case you got a scratchy throat. Household cleaner, that's the product we just talked about, the 14.4 ounce bottle. Laundry soap, which will replace all of the 3 ways that you remember you were killing yourself with previous laundry Tide Pod crap. Mints, roll-on, spray. That's just a little spray that you spray on surfaces, or you can spray right in your mouth. How interesting is that? You can clean your mirror with it, or you can breath spray it. I love it. Waterless hand purifier and wipes. Oh yeah, there's more than that. But this is based on, all of these products are based on the same formula of the clove, the lemon, the cinnamon, and the eucalyptus.
They've got a chest rub too for respiratory stuff.
And rosemary. Yes. Oh yeah, a chest rub. Yep. Yeah, because how many of you grew up with Vicks? Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with a washcloth. Oh yeah.
Put the foot rub on my baby's feet. She loves it.
Foot rub
Yeah.
on your baby's feet. Thieves foot rub
Chest rub. Chest rub.
or chest rub. Yeah.
She loves it.
Oh yeah, I bet that would be nicer than Vicks Vapor Rub, which was a chemical constituent, a petroleum product that was patterned off of camphor, which is an ingredient, and eugenol, which is an ingredient in clove and an ingredient in eucalyptus. That's that smell that you smell. Even back then, they were trying to copy nature. That's your take-home message on that. All right. Oh, it's another commercial break. Miss Andrea,
I'm back.
try not to embarrass yourself
Can't make any promises.
too much.
Okay. This person said, my lymph node in my neck swelled up like a balloon in a matter of minutes. I came directly to Divine Design and was checked, was given supplements for it, and it began decreasing in size before I left the office. And by the end of the day, it was almost completely normal. I haven't had any issues with it since. Yay. And that's this. This is coming from a person who had a previous cancer diagnosis and came here instead of going somewhere else and has not had to deal with that problem since then. And it's revolutionized several generations in their family.
3 generations
Yep.
of their family. Yep.
Yep.
But, we're witch doctors. Ideas for, memes. Oh, and what would that have cost at an emergency room? Let me know. That moment when someone tells you they buy their essential oils at the grocery store. That kid. Do you always talk about essential oils? Nope. Sometimes I'm asleep. 4 types of fear: terror, panic, username or password. Kind of interesting, yeah. How I feel when I run out of essential oils. See, why would people be so emotionally attached? Why would people be so, love something so much unless they had good experiences with them and unless they worked? How often do you see somebody say this? How I feel when I run out of Lipitor. How I feel when I run out of Nexium. When I no longer have Xanax. See, you don't hear that. You will never see a successful, productive human carrying a bag of pharmaceutical poisons. You will never see a happy face on someone who's Xanaxed and Prozac'd out. You just won't. Try it. People have been doing it for decades. Still not working. We got the answer. Probably can't read this. The board, the head guy of the company is saying, what's the best way to use oregano? They're having a board meeting. This guy says, carefully, only 1 drop. This guy says, undiluted. Just kicked out of the boardroom. Hilarious. I thought it was funny. And okay then, we'll move on. Ideas for Thieves Cleaner or Thieves. So here's some ideas. What do? You can use an undiluted roll-on for a clothing stain stick. Get rid of the toxic blue stuff, whatever. Undiluted spot cleaner for carpets. Once again, protect your kids and your cats and your dogs because they're closer to the ground, right? Surface cleaner for kitchen, counters, sinks, stoves, bathtub, mirrors, windows, you name it. Use with bucket of hot water to mop floors. You just put a cap full into the hot water and mop your floor with it. Add to baking soda to make your own soft scrub without harsh chemicals. If I had $1 for every bottle of soft scrub I went through, before I knew anything about this, and the toxic stuff, my hands would itch. And how many of you, Barkeeper's Friend, I grew up just scrubbing stuff with Barkeeper's Friend, and Tilex, you spray that stuff, and then your throat starts to get raspy. How many of you have experienced that? It's crazy. And if you're doing any of this stuff with those chemicals without rubber gloves on, you're out of your mind. You're officially out of your mind. Add to baking soda to make your own soft scrub. Thieves oil and baking soda sprinkled over carpet to freshen living areas. What's the thing? That's a heck of an idea right there. Yeah, I'll take credit for that one. But if once you sprinkle everything, what is the Love My Carpet or something? What was the powder? Carpet Fresh. That's what it was. So you're replacing. Oh yeah, just a few products. You're replacing a few. We're not done. Thieves oil on dry washcloth, toss in the dryer to replace your dryer sheets. Or you know what? You could even put it on a wet washcloth. Because why? It's going in the dryer. we think of everything here. Right here. Next. Thieves oil on any sticky residue to replace Goo Gone. If I had $1 for every bottle of Goo Gone I went through. Clean your dishwasher by running on empty cycle with Thieves Cleaner. You're welcome. Add a drop of Thieves oil to cardboard insert of toilet paper rolls. That's for those of you who go to the bathroom. Detail your car with Thieves Cleaner to replace Armor All. Oh my gosh, every time I detail a car, like in high school and college, trying to make a little extra loot and I'm detailing cars, if I had, this is one product, you get rid of your Armor All and your tire degreaser and all this nonsense, sign me up. Take my money. Here you go. Question.
Going too fast. I need to know, what does 10 mean? What?
Add a drop of Thieves oil to the cardboard insert of your toilet paper rolls in your bathroom.
Make it smell good. Okay.
To freshen your bathroom.
When you pull the toilet paper.
Oh, sorry, I'm going fast. I know, I'm trying to get through. I am going fast. You're correct, but I go
Wearing valor and it's making.
I go fast at life. Yeah. Come on, sister, keep up. Thieves Vitality oil on toothbrush, or you can replace your fluoridated Colgate and Crest with Thieves toothpaste. You decide. You can use the fluoride and decrease your sperm count and your IQ points and the holes in your brain. Get rid of your fluoride, or you can keep using the fluoride. It's up to you. But this is one of the first things we tell people. Get rid of your crappy, change your water. It's the first thing we tell people. Change your tap water. Get off. Tap water kills. Get off of it. If you're having depression problems and joint problems and this and that, I guarantee you I know why. I know one reason why, and that's part of it. Thieves, so you put it on your toothbrush. Diffuse it to support your immune system, like we talked about earlier. Get rid of your candles and your Febreze and your Glade plug-ins. Those things are straight from the pit of hell. Get rid of that, plug this in, and you increase your immune system instead of kicking it in the pants. And number 14, you can use Thieves oil topically on your skin. Around mucous membranes, it might burn a little bit because of the cinnamon, so you just have to be careful. But on your skin and stuff like that, put it right here on your thymus, put it right here on your spleen, put it right here on your tonsils. Guess what? You're welcome. That's a good thing to have. Next. We're almost done. Now what? Well, start small. Well, and let's reverse for a minute. Why are we talking about all this? We have two things here, two big missions. Two big missions is to teach people how to be independent health-wise. In other words, when you first start out as a patient here, I might see you once a week. I'm not one of these dudes that's like 3 times a week for 6 months, and then twice a week for 6 months, and then 1 week for, once a week for 12 years. What I do is we try to get rid of you. I like you. You're cool. I dig you, but we try to get rid of you because I like to meet other people. So what we do is I see you once a week. I love you, but get out. I see you once a week, and we change your diet. We change your food. We change your water. We change your beverages. We get you off the radioactive sports drinks, but it's got electrolytes in it. I know. We get you rid of all your cosmetics and your crap that's causing you problems and the crap you're spraying on your throat that's giving you the thyroid issues that you don't even know about because, your kids got you the Victoria's Secret stuff 20 years ago and you feel bad, you feel cheap. If you don't want to throw it out because you're cheap. So we try to fix all that so that I don't have to see you every week. I see you once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. To the point where maybe every 5 or 6 weeks. We get you healthy where you can have health independence and not be dependent upon your premiums, your deductibles, your copays, your specialists, your prescriptions. Not be dependent upon, well, is Walgreens open today or not? Do they have the drug I need or not? That's part one. Part two, economic independence. Because how many of you know what's the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States? Say it louder. Medical bills. So if we change both of those things for you, do you think it might be worth the cost of admission? I do. Here's the funky thing. The people with the most money make the most excuses. The people who can afford anything in life will make up any reason why they don't want to take supplements. Will make up any reason why $50 a month is just too much. It's too expensive. It's ridiculous. We're here to call people out. We're here to call them to a higher level and say, you don't have to think poverty anymore. You don't have to think illness anymore. You don't have to think religiously about all this stuff that you've just been told forever. You can have some independence and have independence to your health and independence to your finances. Why? What's another reason why I chose Young Living? Because you can build another income stream out of it. You don't need a second job. You need more income. There's a way to do it. It's super cool and it's super awesome. And you get there by helping other people. Your paycheck, I don't care who you are, what you do, whether you sweep floors or whether you build skyscrapers, I don't care. Your paycheck is a direct reflection of how many problems for other people you solve in your life before you die. Your paycheck, I'll say it again, is a direct reflection of how many problems you solve for other people. You solve other people's problems like this, you'll make a paycheck. It's a rule. It's a universal law. So, what do you do? It's a lot of information, I know. Some of you in here, this is old news, you didn't learn a thing. Some of you. Others of you, this might be a good refresher. Some of you probably don't give two rips about oils. You just came here to figure out who's this stupid kid standing up here teaching classes for free on a Monday night. We can just go and make fun of them. That's fine too. But I think hopefully you learned that there are some testimonials in this place that you will not find anywhere else. And we are in your back door of Cleveland. We don't advertise. Everybody who works here started out as a patient. I treat you the same way I would treat my mom or my sister. You take the same supplements we do. Find a doctor that does the same. Find a doctor that does the same. I charge you. Find one. I'll wait here. So, in other words, start small with everything you're doing. Just start small baby steps. We change your food, we change your water, we change your cosmetics, your cleaning supplies. I would be remiss if I did not disclose this information to you. We're trying to fix you. How many doctors that you're going to are just throwing drugs at something or throwing supplements or throwing some nutraceutical thing and never asking you, hey, do you drink tap water? Hey, what's your breakfast like? Actually, breakfast, lunch, dinner here. Why don't you fill this out every week and bring it back? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I want to see your bowel movements, your sleep patterns, how many hours? There you go. That's what we do. So you just got to start with small baby steps. Don't go crazy and think, I have to replace all these chemicals. Oh my gosh, I just bought a brand new bottle of Tilex and I have to use it all. No, you don't. Start slowly. Start with your convictions. In other words, if what I was talking about, and you're like, he just described to me with the Renewsit plug-in air fresh Glade Febreze crap. I just bought a bag of trash bags with, a box of trash bags with Febreze in it. And you can smell it from the upstairs when you're downstairs.
What do you use for trash bags? Do you use trash bags?
I don't use trash bags. I just eat everything.
Tin cans are a little tough on the teeth.
Yeah. No, we could talk about that. Trash bags. That's the most interesting question. What do I use for trash bags? Plastic.
Unscented.
Unscented.
The answer is unscented.
Unscented. The answer? Unscented. Unscented plastic bags. So, but realize, start with your convictions, like what I said. Threw me off, man. What kind of trash bags do I use?
It's important.
Paper ones?
Hard to get unscented.
It is hard to find unscented trash bags. It is.
Yeah.
It is hard to find them that don't have Febreze in them anymore. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So start with your convictions. If in other words, if when I was talking about candles, something in you just went, guess what? Start with your candles. If something in you went, when I said, hey, stop spraying your thyroid and then asking your doctor for more Synthroid, then change that. Change your perfume. If something I mentioned, if you realized when I was talking about mucous membranes and you realized that, wait, I put makeup around my eyes, my lips, my nose, my everything mucous membrane wise, and all that's absorbing with the hair dye and all the stuff, I wonder if that's the brain fog. Guess where you start. Guess where you start.
Do women have more brain fogs than men?
Of course they do. Do women have more brain fog than men? Yes. I'll tell you what else women have more of. Arthritis, chronic fatigue, cancer, irritable bowel, hemorrhoids, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, diabetes, and every disease you can name. Women have more. Which we have classes on. And I teach you why women are sicker than men forever, but then who dies first, the man or the woman? Man. You all know it. But wait. We just agreed that the women are sicker. So how do the men die first? How do the men die first? Why is that? We have answers. We can answer that when the camera shuts down. But start with your convictions. Realize that there are consequences to everything you eat, drink, breathe, or wear. Guys, I don't give a rip. If you're a college football star and you think you're invincible, and I don't give a rip, there are consequences. Well, I'm just going to eat till y'all got to be. You got to die something. I'm just going to eat and be happy. Yeah, and you're going to be the fattest dude in the Alzheimer's ward. I guarantee it. And your wife is going to change your diapers, and it's going to break her heart just because of your ignorance and stupidity. Let that sink in. Why? Because I see it every day. Every day, I get to deal with that. It's fun. So realize that there are consequences to everything you eat, drink, breathe, or wear. Well, I'm just going to eat crap and I'm going to pray over it. Hallelujah, bless God. Okay, you can. Next slide. You can, but Paul didn't recognize what you're eating as food. FYI. They didn't have Hostess and Little Debbie. So guess what? Food like substances didn't exist when Paul wrote that. Let that sink in, brother. Examples. Month 1, get a thieves cleaner thing. Clean your home. Rejoice that you're no longer destroying yourself. Month 2, get thieves laundry soap. Do laundry. Rejoice that you're no longer killing yourself. Month 3, get personal care products like deodorant and toothpaste. Repeat the above. And then month 4, get cosmetics. It's super simple and easy. Repeat the above. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So it's super easy. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. KISS. Next slide, last slide. Subscribe to Save Loyalty Rewards Program. It's so simple. They've made it so simple. It's getting simpler now. In May, it'll be a lot simpler. But you become a customer just by placing an order. You get 24% off retail prices. You add items to your cart to conveniently receive products every 1 or 2 or 3 months, however you want to set it up. And then your products are shipped to your door. They've been doing this since pre-CV19, by the way. And you can order monthly to earn 10% back in loyalty rewards. And after 4 months, you get 20% back. After 25 months, you get 25% back. So if you drop $100, you get $25 back. Take that, Target. Take that, Amazon. They don't do that. You can set yourself up just with regular stuff that you use all the time and get 25% back. Plus, you get 24% off. Do the math on that. It's stupid. It's silly. It's unbelievable. But people still don't see the math behind that. And then earn free products each month. You can still earn free products when you're getting that and saving that.
And then cash in your rewards points to get more free stuff.
And then cash in your rewards points to get more free stuff. And you know what? Sign up. So you're signed up. Guess what happens when you sign up your husband?
Double paycheck.
Double paycheck. Look at that. And he can do the same thing. It's ridiculous. That's the end of it. So any questions before we close down? We are right on time. Giveaways. We'll do the giveaways here in a minute. Any questions that we can light up before we shut down the cameras? Yes, Jane.
What can we do instead of the old Drano?
What can we do instead of Drano?
Yeah, opening up
Well, just pass that around.
clogged drains.
Opening up clogged drains. What can you do instead of Drano? Well, there's a number of options. What I do is if the drain is clogged, I just put my finger down my throat, puke in the drain, and that'll eat it all up because the digestive enzymes in your stomach. Stomach acids. That's what Drano is patterned off of, actually. You can, and then you can also do the old plunger. Yeah, fill up the tub, plunge it, boom. Or the sink or whatever. Or a snake, you can do a snake. Yeah, thinking that you need a chemical, chemical roto-rooter is not always the case. Yeah, plunger, you know how to do the plunger deal? Yeah. And you know what? Give me some time, I'll look into it. There's probably oils that eat through protein. I don't know. No, oils are fat, so they wouldn't eat through protein, but there might be some other options. Drano, drain stuff. Oh, you can also, these little vacuums that we talk about here, you can use your vacuum to stick into the drain. Rainbow vacuums. How many of you have one? Game changer. What a game changer. My rainbow is a diffuser, an air purifier, a leaf blower, a vacuum, and a drain unclogger, all in one device. A rug shampooer. I got turned on to it like 2 months ago, and we posted something on Facebook and said, this little thing is just a dynamo. And all of our patients were like, oh, I love my rainbow, love my rainbow. I'm like, we were the last ones to know. Nobody told me. I had no idea. And half the crowd has rainbows. This little thing, so you can put it down the sink. You can put it down the drain and suck stuff out of the drain. That's another option I just thought of.
Is that a shop vac?
Is it a shop vac? No, a rainbow?
Like picturing you.
They've been around forever.
No, they've been around forever.
Vacuum cleaner where the dirt goes.
It's like the vacuum cleaner and they have it on some agent.
Yeah, we've got one right out here. You can look at it. But yeah, they've had them forever. What's another question? Does that answer? Another question? Yes. Allie.
It's on.
It's on.
You won't
Just
hear
talk. You won't hear it. I know, it's a trick. It's a prop.
Are all oils safe for cats
It's for
and
audio.
dogs?
All
All
oils,
essential oils.
all therapeutic grade essential
I have
oils.
2 indoor cats and a
Cats,
dog.
cats will stay away from anything they don't like. But therapeutic grade essential oils, animals will decide. And you can put them in the atmosphere, and they're in such small amounts in the atmosphere. Dogs and cats will be okay with them. Topical application is the only thing you have to watch out for, because sometimes their skin is just like ours. So if you put clove or oregano on a dog's paw where he's cut, he might react a little bit to that.
Well, I had peppermint for mosquitoes,
That'll burn.
and I was told, like, well, if you put that on, don't go back inside to your house cats because you'll kill them. And I'm like, oh, I'll sleep outside then.
Yeah, I mean synthetic.
Not
ones that you
synthetic.
get from Walmart.
Synthetic ones. Synthetic ones can hurt your dogs and cats.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's the synthetic fake ones that
Yes.
have the warning when
Correct.
you Google they're
Correct.
dangerous.
Correct.
Okay.
So when you are using 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils, a
Like,
dog or...
that's the main reason I've stayed away, because when I look up trying to educate myself, they're all dangerous.
I know, but you're looking up where?
Google.
Correct. Run by who?
Big Pharma.
Correct.
Yes.
So Medscape, WebMD, anything you try to search for, get off of Google. Get off of Google.
I use that and I use
Because it will always circle you back around to a doubtful, go see your doctor immediately, your butt's going to fall off, and all this craziness.
Yeah.
And it's all Medscape, it's all WebMD, it's all generating a circular feedback mechanism for the entire industry, making you afraid. You never got involved because you Googled it and you said, oh, but see, they never differentiated. Is it like supplements? You hear people all the time. Supplements are just expensive urine. You know where that came from?
Bayer, probably.
Bear. It was a Time magazine article that an MD was quoted in back in the 70s, and we all grew up saying it. Or in the 80s, I'm sorry, but we all grew up saying, oh, if you take supplements, it's just expensive urine. That came out of a Time magazine article. Same stuff like this, like what you're talking about. Nutraceuticals, petrochemical-based nutraceutical, mega-dosed synthetic nutraceuticals, like you know what I'm talking about, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in one tablet that never happens in nature, ever. Right? You take too many of those and go Google that, see what happens. But see, if you take whole food nutritional supplements, you're never going to overdose, and there will never be a death, and there will never be anything such as like diarrhea you won't even have. So you have to watch what you search for. Is it pure therapeutic grade like Young Living heavy duty rock and roll oils, or is it synthetic, adulterated, chemical constituents? The perversion of it, correct. You have to watch it. Just like anything else. Eggs, milk, water. What kind of eggs, milk, and water? You got to be more clear. It's 2021, man. You got to be clear. Is it grass-fed, hippy-dippy, homeschooled butcher's box stuff, or red meat, or is it red meat from Walmart? You know what I mean? So yeah, you just have to be careful. You have to watch your sources, especially now in the age of Snopes.
Any other
and,
questions?
and Wikipedia. Who else had a thing? Question. And then we'll sign off here. Good?
Yep.
Going once, going twice. All right. And then what's the next? Hold on. I forget. Next week. What are we doing next week? You're a genius. Well works. The greatest healing profession the world has ever known. If you would like to understand what's wrong with healthcare and what the future of healthcare really is, well, first of all, you're sitting in it. And secondly, you will see the profession, the largest healing profession in the world, the drugless, drug-free, surgery-free, the largest drug-free, surgery-free healing profession on earth. You will see for the first time with new eyes and you will never think pain or neck pain or back pain or a headache or insurance or 12 visits per year or any of that or alignment or x-rays. You will never think that again. I promise. That's what we're talking about next week. So that is April 26th, the greatest healing profession the world has ever known. All right, signing off. Dr. Brett Spradlin, Divine Design Natural Health. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Giving away free stuff. Colleen